morning, everyone. Welcome to sadywelljapan.com. Today's I'm going to talk about the fixed asset. There is a three important role regarding the fixed asset. By the way, what is a fixed asset in Japan? I think it's same in your country too. Fixed asset is like buildings, cars, and machinery and furniture like a PC or desks. So, as it's called as a fixed asset, it is an asset, it's not expense. That means, you can't treat it as expense when you buy it. The fixed asset will become the expense of your company through the depreciation. Let me show you the example. For example, if you purchase the PC and it's like 100,000 Japanese yen, and useful life is 4 years under the Japanese tax law. So the total acquisition cost of your PC will be decreased equal amount for each years when you apply the straight line method. Please remember that there is two types of the depreciation in Japan. One is the straight line method, and the second one is fixed percentage method. And when you apply the straight line method, you have to file the application. I'm gonna talk about this one maybe in the next lectures. Let's move on. So there's three important roles for the Japanese fixed asset. The first case is the asset is less than the 100,000 Japanese yen, and the second case is the acquisition cost of the asset is somewhere between like 100,000 to 200,000 Japanese yen, and the third rule is when the fixed asset acquisition cost is less than the 300,000 Japanese yen. Let's talk about the case 1 at first. As I said, the fixed asset is asset, so it has to be depreciated in order to become an expense. But there's an exception. If your acquisition cost of the asset is less than the 100,000 Japanese yen, it can be an expense when you purchased in the first year. That's all. But the second case, when your fixed asset is more than the 100,000 Japanese yen but less than the 200,000 Japanese yen, regardless of the useful life, it can be depreciated equal amount within 3 years. And third rule, this one is the most important. If your asset acquisition cost is less than 300,000 Japanese yen, it can be treated as an expense of the first year. So, but this rule is not all company can use this one. The first condition is total amount of the fixed asset purchased in a year must be less than the 3 million Japanese yen. So even the each asset acquisition cost is less than the 300,000 Japanese yen, if the total amount of the asset you purchased in a year is exceeding 3 million Japanese yen, you can't treat all of these acquisition costs as expense. You can treat the acquisition cost as expense up to 3 million Japanese yen. And second rule is this rule. Your company's capital must be less than the 100 million Japanese yen. So, if your paid-in capital amount is 100,000 Japanese yen, you do not have to think about case 1 or case 2, because as long as your as long as the acquisition cost of the fixed asset is less than the 300,000 Japanese yen, you can treat it as an expense when you purchased. And also the The third rule is you have to file the blue tax returns. So as I repeatedly explained to you, you have to file the blue form tax returns in order to get a variety of the tax benefit in Japan. So please do not forget to file the application to file the blue tax returns. And my lecture is based on the law as of now. So, and when you apply, my advice, please talk with your tax accountant because it's kind of complicated, when you actually put it into practice. Thank you for listening. See you. Thank you for watching sadywellj.com. My name is Sada. I'm a Japanese tax accountant and helping entrepreneurs in Japan. If you want to know more detail, call me now. See you next time.